Bhikshatana is a form where Bhagwan comes as a pretty much a youth, a beautiful, gorgeous looking youth, almost naked. And there's a reason for that. Why did he come like that? Because once, in even today we say, oh, this man is just doing rituals without really understanding. The problem with some of these things is when we see people who are doing blindly rituals and things like that, we feel, what is this? They are doing all of this, but they are not improving themselves. You don't see that wisdom or the maturity in them. They are sometimes very jealous or greedy or angry. So this was a common thing even long time back, this kind of sentiment. What happened was, there was a Daruka Vana, there was a forest where a set of rishis were doing exactly this. So they would basically be doing rituals all day long. They would, conduct all these whole day long yajnas and all of that, which is wonderful, but they did it for the wrong reason. They did it because they wanted to attain powers and siddhis, and they wanted to reach certain lokas, and they want to enjoy. So, without knowledge of, without any love for Bhagwan, or without an understanding of what it is to truly attain moksha, they did not have that knowledge. They were just blindly doing rituals after rituals all day. And their wives were helping them do so. So this was a community of rishis who lived in this Daruka Vana, which is supposed to be in today's Gujarat, near the Nageshwar temple. So Bhagwan, even when we are doing something wrong like that, right? His compassion. In Hinduism, there is no concept of a complete sinner or a complete papi, and all of that. Even asuras are given liberation by Bhagwan. Even like we have heard about, many sinners who, like Ratnakar, who becomes Rishi Valmiki, for example. So in that context, our religion is so broad minded that even if somebody is really like horrible, there is a way for that person. Bhagwan doesn't say, oh, you're evil, I'm going to abandon you. So why would he not do it for these rishis who are just confused? They are doing all of this, but they're just confused. So he wants to teach them a lesson that these siddhis mean nothing in front of Bhagwan, in front of bhakti, in front of knowledge. So he takes the beautiful form of this youth, very, very, glamorous, seductive youth, and he brings along Mahavishnu as Mohini. So she's obviously gorgeous. So they both come to this forest, and the wives are all preparing for the yajna. They're all like, getting stuff ready, making the prasad, flowers, everything. And this young boy comes, this youth. He's so handsome, he's so seductive, and he just, imagine this, Bhagwan is taking this role. He's like, I think, is the greatest actor of all. He comes and he, takes this form, and his magnetic personality, that these rishi patnis, they drop whatever they are doing and they follow him because he is so attractive. So they follow him into the forest and they abandon everything. Now the rishis are like, where did our wives go? What's happened? And then they also follow, and then they are captivated by Mohini. So Vishnu comes and she attracts them, and they are also sidetracked. All the yajnas, everything, life forgotten. Thankfully, one of the rishis, somebody realizes that, oh my God, what happened? Who's doing this? And they feel, oh, somebody is trying to stop our yajnas, and they are trying to stop us from getting all these powers. So they get mad and they run to this, like the Bhikshatana Bhagwan, as this young youth, and they say, you're who are you to like attract our wives and destroy our yajnas? What are you doing? And they get mad at him, and they want to kill him basically. So the story is that they first, with the powers of their tapas, that's, they've been doing this for years, so they have a lot of siddhis and tapas. So with that, they generate a elephant, a mad elephant, and they throw it at, they aim it at this boy. But he is like, obviously he's Bhagwan, so he just swirls that elephant, kills it, rips apart that skin of the elephant, and wears it as his dhoti, like his, like the name of Bhagwan, one of the names of Bhagwan. For those who do puja, Krittivasasa and Gaja Charmambara. These are names that you see in Ashtotra, the pujas, the stotras. So he wears that as thing. Then they throw a tiger at him. So he kills that and he wears the tiger as his upper garment. Then they throw a huge snake at him, and you know what he did? He controls the snake and he wears it as a garland. Then they throw a mad deer at him, and he controls the deer and just holds it in his hand. So this goes on until they are like they're exhausting everything. Now they combine all their powers and they create this demon called the Apasmara Purusha, who's like symbol of ignorance, symbol of arrogance, and they throw it at him. But Bhagwan is like he puts that asura on the floor and he climbs on his back and he starts dancing the Ananda Tandava. So his beautiful dance that he's dancing on top of this ignorance. So the way we see it is, it's not just an asura body. It's like all our arrogance and our ignorance and our confusions is what he's destroying when he dances in our heart. So he dances, and then you see all of the devatas come and play the Saraswati is playing the veena, and the Nandi is playing the mridanga, and all of this. So it's a beautiful scene. Um, but in the process he teaches, and then the rishis realize, oh my god, what were we doing? Why were we fighting with Bhagwan? And then they ask him, why did you do this to us? And then he says, I wanted to teach you a lesson. If I see, the thing is, this also shows us when people are doing something wrong, like children or our employees or whoever, right? Like, you can't just go and tell them you're wrong, and because what happens is they won't accept it. They'll and we all do that. When somebody comes and tells us we are wrong, we are not focusing on the lesson or the feedback. We'll only say, oh my god, why is she coming and disciplining me? Oh, I don't want you to come and criticize me. The message is often lost because we are so upset that somebody is criticizing us that we don't really take the feedback. So Bhagwan says, I came in this form and I had to get you to fight with me. I had to get you in a right mindset. Now I will teach you. And then he teaches these rishis that while yajnas and rituals are very important, and obviously Hinduism is full of those yajnas and pujas and upasanas that we have to do to purify our mind, to develop love for Bhagwan, to keep our mind focused on the right path. But that is not the end in itself. We have to truly, number one, develop true love for Bhagwan in the form of the whole universe. We have to try, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That's why we say we should see Bhagwan everywhere. But also, we should know that the Atma is the purest Atma, that is itself Bhagwan only. So, and there are all these siddhis that you get, these powers that you get. Okay, they're fine, but they're not the end goal. That should not be the main issue there. So, this is a beautiful story in many ways. Like I said, the Bhagwan's adventure, how he comes as this young boy, and there's like a lot of like movie like drama in it. And then there is this beautiful Ananda Tandava, which the whole world watches, and then finally the teaching, which is truly, and also the preparation for the teaching, right? Even in the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna is confused and lamenting, Krishna doesn't immediately start teaching. He lets Arjuna do everything, and because for the student or the receiver of the feed, they have to be in the right frame of mind. You can't just keep saying, because it'll just fall flat. So this is a beautiful teaching in multiple levels. You see at how do you transact to the world? How do you teach? What is the teaching? And of course, all of that is uh, presented in a beautiful story with